Cabello, Havrda.
Thank you to Councilwoman Sandoval and Castillo for bringing this forward. I think it's an important CCR, and to Commissioners Calvert and Rodriguez. Before you go really quickly, I don't know if I'm ahead of myself, but when you talk about resources from the county, does that include funding? We collaborate and leverage our dollars together?
Well, let's take a look at that. I mean, I think so for example, you may not be aware that even right now as we speak, the Bexar County Watershed Master Plan is being updated, and we've hired engineers that are already beginning to do these kinds of updates. I think that it's certainly on the table, but it's actually, I think, working in some regards right now. There's one thing I want to just give by way of experience in talking with some of the engineers to the council, to the members that we're not engineers. There are some variables in the mathematical equations that I was surprised to find out are not calculated as part of the watershed flow. And for a layman that I am, I was a bit surprised about that. So there's going to be insights as we get beyond the onion, if you will, that will become apparent to the city that may lead, and the county, that may lead to additional change.
Okay, thank you. And of course, I'd like to see us leverage our funds together, and especially with this kind of a collaboration. But I appreciate it, and it looks like Commissioner Rodriguez bailed out on you, so I appreciate you answering the question.
No worries. No worries.
Thank you, sir. And Neffy, I'm not sure if he's still here. Okay. Sorry. To say that you are passionate about drainage is an understatement. The far west side is plagued with drainage and flooding issues, so we really appreciate your enthusiasm for trying to solve these problems, not just for the far west side, but for our entire city. It's mentioned here today. I always say there's no boundaries in real life, and nothing illustrates that better than water. I do have a concern. The composition of the committee, the potential composition, I'd like to see some more experts involved, engineers, even real estate professionals. I think Councilwoman Sandoval mentioned a transparency. I think, of course, that's key, and if we do have that sort of, allows us to include more people, and I understand that the meetings will be public as well, but would it be helpful to you to have these experts on this commission or committee?
Councilwoman, thank you for that question. When I did sit down, I did realize I mentioned there was two differences, and I talked about one and I didn't mention the other. But that other one is that, in fact, we do believe we need to have representation from the engineering community. I consider the engineering community kind of my front line of defense. So as developers come to San Antonio, it's important that they understand that, what our code requires of them and what the standards are. We certainly need to have people with a background in engineering. It'll certainly make things a lot easier. And I do agree with the Councilwoman Sandoval that there needs to be some kind of transparencies as far as who they work for and things like that. I think that would be appropriate.
Agreed. So that would be my only, addition really to this is to add not just engineering but real estate professionals as well, who are of course have a stake in this. But I'm supportive absolutely of the item. Thank you, Mayor.